It's been a year since the border between Singapore and Malaysia was closed. Malaysians working in the city-state say that they're hoping vaccinations will allow them to go home soon. Afifa Arifin reports.
It has been a tough year away from home for Malaysian Muhammad Faris. When the border between Malaysia and Singapore was shut in March last year, he found himself stranded in Singapore where he works. He's been living here alone since then, and he's also been feeling the sting emotionally and financially. The higher cost of living is taking a toll on his salary, and he's had to cut down on spending so that he can send enough money back home to his family in Johor.
Daripada segi kewangan tu banyaknya berjimat cermat lah dekat sini. Makan pun kadang share dengan kawan. So keutamanya pada family saya dekat Malaysia. Diorang lebih memerlukan daripada saya.
Border closures have affected the lives of hundreds of thousands of Malaysians working in Singapore. Daily trips across the causeway have become a thing of the past, tearing families apart and changing how people work, live and play. 30-year-old Aisha Anggraini was spending time with her family in Johor when the lockdown was announced. She could not head back to Singapore for work and at first feared she would be out of a job. Fortunately, her employers understood her plight and allowed her to work remotely. That's brought about a new normal for her company.
They have been talking a lot about hiring people from different countries and just get them to work from there remotely, not needing them to be on site physically. So I see that there are changes.
Aisha was able to return to Singapore this year, but that's come at the expense of family time. Still, she's optimistic that regular trips across the causeway to visit her family are on the horizon.
I think I'm speaking, on behalf of everyone, that we do hope that the border will open. And now that we see there are some mobility in vaccinations happening in Singapore and then a little bit going on in Malaysia, we are very hopeful that there will be a travel bubble.
The Johor state government too is hopeful that borders will reopen by this year. Bilateral talks between the neighbours are underway. And the state's Chief Minister Hasni Mohamad says Malaysia plans to vaccinate some 100,000 Malaysians working in Singapore. Hopes are this will go some way towards spurring the reopening of the Singapore-Malaysia border and resuscitating Johor's economy. Afifa Arifin, CNA.